Actually, my friends have been telling me about Kilani, boys and their toys. And I said, you know what, I'm driving a fast car, a sport car, so why not come here and see the boys and their toys? And today, I must say, I feel like a child in a candy store.
Once we hit the pedal, everything just disappeared and we had all our fun.
I've always had a positive role model as a father, and he's always had some nice fast cars, you know, so it starts there.
Our children are very much into it, but I think they're bored with it by now. In the beginning, it was all excited. They used to be with me at like 24/7 with me. Whenever we drive, they're with me. But I think it's they're finding their own ways now, so they're finding more interest, other interests as well.
There's always been people around me fascinated by cars and building cars, and it just latches onto you. And once you get, you know, the bug hits you, you just it seems to snowball, and you need to get yourself going with the vehicle and get into the game.
Drifting, it's basically going around the track at high speed and taking corners at high speed, but no, what happens, the car actually slides sideways around the bend. Spinning, it's performed on a pitch, and basically your car doesn't move very fast, but you've got high wheel spin and performing tricks with your car while your wheels are spinning.
It started off way back when I moved to Johannesburg in 1973. I was introduced to drag racing there at the old Rainbow Strip, like we were the Rainbow Nation now. I was just a spectator, and the first drag race actually took place in 1994. And then we started with it, and it was just for fun. And since 1990, we're doing it competitively.
You know, there's always something new and something better that you want, like guys running on F-gas and many things. Strip out your car, make your car lighter, whatever it takes.
You see, people still have a tendency to think that this is a hooligan sport. We get very little support from community members, especially the older folk who don't understand it. They see it as hooligans wanting to mess up the cars, mess up top. There was one SMS article to our local paper one year saying that us Ocean View Spinners guys are drug runners and drug users. You know, and I got our local councillor in to come and attack whoever that was. And yes, she did.
What happens is in the morning the cars arrive here, they go through a scrutineering area where they get checked for safety, and once they've passed that, then they come onto the circuit and we start racing. The rules are that when we run a competition, the guys have to do dial-in times, and they have to be on time for that. If there's a no-show, then they fall out of the competition. Once they get to the front there, they stage, warm up their tires, they stage themselves, and they watch the lights on the Christmas tree. As the lights count down, when it gets to the bottom light, it goes to green, and then they take off and they run for the line at the bottom of the speed trap.
There's a lot of safety features built into the car. The brakes, the 6-point roll cage, special gearbox, special shields that if something does go wrong. And I also think about the spectators next to you and my fellow competitors. So if something does go wrong, the car is as safe as what I can get it in this state. So you got to look at that safety aspect as well. Don't just put a bigger motor and make it faster, and you don't look after the brakes and make the car not safe.
There is such precautions. You've got to wear your helmet. They do a scrutineering on your vehicle to check if there's no oil leaks. Is your safety belt not firm? And check on your tires for if it's not smooth. They'll run through your motor, check if there's it's a whole procedure. You can't just go out there. If they see a drop of oil, you cannot go. You're restricted from driving. They're very strict with everything. They even check if your battery is tight. Everything, you see the wiggle. That's scrutineering for you.
You can't do it without, you know, it being safe. A lot of people want to come as a family to come and watch the sport.
My first car that I went onto a drag strip was a little boxy. It's a 1967 Opel Kadett. And I went there to buy spares for my first Canon that I had. And that's where it started. And then I sold the car, I bought another one. But my first car on the drags was a Camaro, 1973 Chef Camaro. I bought it as a scrap in Johannesburg, rebuilt it for very cheap. Those days the rand was excellent at all. Start off at the basics and then you work yourself up to the higher levels. There's no limits to it. It's a checkbook racing. If you got enough money, you can spend enough money and you can enjoy yourself, but you can enjoy yourself just as much with a golf and you can enjoy yourself with a big expensive car. And it's all about the sport. We're not racing for money, it's all about the sport and the adrenaline that's pumping.
You know, we're still building up. We need to take, you know, a little bit at a time from the wages, from the money. You can't go hungry and, you know, keep on spinning. So it's a little bit at a time, and the guys chip in the help wherever they can. If it's physically or financially, you know, it's difficult for all of us because the sport costs a lot of money. And yeah, we want to do it for the fun of it, you know. Build our reputation as a club, as Ocean View Spinners, because we're still quite a young club.
Rear-wheel drive, lock diff, and you're on your way. That's how, I mean, a basic start.
It starts with a car, with the preparation of your vehicle. Then we take it to the next level where the education purpose comes in, the part where we need to teach you how the engine works, how a gearbox works, how a clutch works. You know, and then you need to learn how to drive the car. So it's all this a step-by-step process that we take, and we teach it to the kids, and they seem to pick up really, really quickly.
My dream is to become a professional drifter, and I would like a legal pitch in our community so that I can teach other people that wants to do this as well. I'm 17 years old. I'm in grade 11, and I started spinning at the age of 15. My car it does interfere with my schoolwork, but I am still focused on my schoolwork. I don't let this get in the way.
Ocean View, it's really deteriorated as a community. The community is going down and down and down, and there's no money coming into our community. We've got quite a poor infrastructure in Ocean View. So with this sport being spinning, I'm hoping to host events in Ocean View. You know, for our community, it's a poor community, people can walk to come and see the events. The money that's made at the events will go to organizations in and around Ocean View that really need the money. You know, and that is a good form of upliftment.
Adrenaline, speed is what the youngsters want. My personal feeling is that they should be allowed to race here for nothing, so that we can get the youngsters off the street and a controlled environment.
Strictly, I don't agree with illegal driving. Like when we coming from an event, we all cruiser because shit is the fan when you start racing on the roads.
The so-called street races, as they are well known in the newspapers and in the media and things like that, it's the traffic departments, the media, Kilani as such, is trying to minimize that racing on the streets because it's extremely dangerous. The other road race users don't expect somebody to come flying past them at 200 220 kilometers an hour in a 60 or a 120 zone.
There's not many places for them. Like say when the people in different arenas of life, not all of them can come out this way. It's too much of a hassle. Then if there was maybe more options, more places for them to go to, I'm sure it would have stopped.
We go out to Paarl at the moment where there's a legal pitch there. It's safe. It's good for the kids to come out there. For as long as we've been going there, there's never been an incident where somebody was seriously injured. Knocking a car into a tire here and there, losing control of the car by mistake, yes, but nobody getting injured. We try and go down once a month because it's quite far from here. You know, it's over 100 k's, and if you look at a vehicle, you need the petrol for this car, and it takes quite a lot because we spin with big engines. It's mainly V6 engines, and even if it's 4-cylinder engines, it's been worked, it's modified. So it takes a bit more petrol. Petrol's expensive. Then you need a towing vehicle, and you need to do it legally, so you need a trailer. It's really difficult for us, but we like the adrenaline rush, so we'll go wherever we can to, you know, do it legally.
like I'm on top of the world.
If you have any stories in your community, email us at info@groundup.org.za or visit our website at www.groundup.org.za. You can also follow us on Twitter at groundup_news.